Mom just posing there. I think this is Versailles. Beautiful French castles and mansions. It's funny, everywhere my parents went, I've seen all these places. Ha! I just saw them a few years ago. My parents saw them, I don't know, 40 years ago, and it looks exactly the same. There's nothing like the Notre Dame. Of course, there's no Notre Dame anymore. Here's my mom thinking about shopping. The ticket guy who almost gave my mom a ticket in France, I think it was. My mom had a Citroen, like a funny looking Citroen with a roof that you pulled back. It was made out of cloth or something like that. I remember riding in the back of that thing, and it would turn a corner. It wouldn't fall over, but it felt like it was going to. And my dad had a large Citroen, like Photo Mask. This is in Budapest. Still Budapest. In front of the Hilton Hotel in Budapest. On the right. I think I was 6 here with my dad, and I think that was a Ford Taunus, if I'm not mistaken. It was a nice car, and I sat in the back of that car for a long time. I think this was Switzerland or Austria, not exactly sure. Of course, we spent a lot of time in the Swiss Alps. Oh my God, those guest houses or small sort of hotels run by families were absolutely stunning and beautiful. And the air was fresh, and the milk, the chocolate milk, was yummy. In those days, the Swiss chocolate used to be the best. However, I have not seen a Swiss chocolate bar in, I don't know, 10 years. I don't know whatever happened to the fantastic Swiss chocolate that used to exist in Switzerland. Somebody please tell me. That was Troll again, my dad's lawyer. And when I took care of legal affairs for my father in Austria when he couldn't go, he was a funny man. He was an interesting guy. He loved photography, and he loved to eat and drink, of course. I think this was one of our properties either in Hungary. You know what? It's been such a long time, I don't remember anymore. Ah, the theater. And many times we've been to outdoor theaters too that were just amazing. They had like real horses and all kinds of stuff in them. I mean, cool stuff. You never see that stuff in Canada, and I've never seen that stuff since. I have to tell you that the choirs and the operas didn't do much for me. I would fall asleep in an opera, and still do, actually, today, even though once in a while it's nice to go out to one. If you're going to go to the opera, go either to the Budapest Opera, the Paris Opera, and the Vienna Opera. These are the 3 places where you must go and view the opera. Even if you can't stand the opera, you have to go at least once in your lifetime. I do remember her. She was in one of the plays, the outdoor plays. I think it was called János Vitéz. Mom dreaming of shopping. The mailman had an electric cart in those days, and that's where he walked in front of this thing. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen. Very interesting. Of course, this is going back 30 years, 30, almost 40 years, 45 years. It's unbelievable. The Swiss are sometimes smarter than everybody else. A little bit arrogant, but still smart. I have to admire that. Where my dad studied engineering in Austria. 88 Willowbank in Toronto. 5 years old. 115 Waterloo Avenue. My father made all that furniture there. I still remember the wallpaper and everything. Ha! 421 Roselawn Avenue, Toronto. Roselawn in Toronto. My mom loved to paint. The library at the Roselawn House. Our beautiful garden at the Roselawn House. One of my mother's businesses was in importing sandstone carvings from Spain, and they were very popular in Toronto. All the Torontonians couldn't wait to buy these things. I remember when the shipping crates came in and everything, I always helped unpack them because I loved the straw or the wood shavings that it came in. That stuff weighed a ton. All that stuff weighed an absolute ton. And my mom couldn't order them fast enough. She sold them to everybody in Toronto and other places. My mom was a very smart woman. I'm really lucky that I was related to her. I really do miss her. Still in our garden on Roselawn. Roselawn, and I put those stones in with my dad and the wood in between them. That was a big job. Living room at Roselawn. Dining room at Roselawn.